What you're about to see are passionate, dedicated, and trained people practicing and preparing to enter an extreme sporting event that may change their lives. Do not try this on your own without necessary experience and supervision.
Breathe in, breathe out. This moment's what it's all about. Born to be great, your goal awaits. Don't hesitate, accelerate.
Set for the race, aim to give it all I got. Mind is set, gonna reach the highest spot. Working hard in order to fulfill my goal. Nothing can stop me from getting what I'm going for. That's being great, I was working tirelessly, so I won't hesitate. Gotta get to first place, hands on the golden plate. I'll concentrate, won't hit the brake, just move forward, accelerate.
Welcome to Accelerate. On last week's episode, we followed 8-year-old BMX rider Chloe Reed and her journey in the South African National BMX Championships. Today we'll meet two rival karting champions, Riza Levy and Joaquin de Oliveira, and follow the preparation for their upcoming event, the final round of the Western Province Karting Championship. Joaquin was one of the very first accelerators to appear on our show last season. We followed his journey and watched him take first place in the cadet class category. Now Joaquin is up against his biggest rival in the Killarney racetrack, karting prodigy Riza Levy, who is part of the established Levy legacy. Karting is an open-wheeled motorsport where small, open, four-wheeled karts are used. Karts vary in speed, but certain karts can reach and exceed speeds of 260 kilometers per hour. A kart circuit racetrack is usually outdoors, short in length, and consists of numerous turns. We'll watch Joaquin and Riza battle it out in the final round of the Western Province Karting Championship to see who will take home the ultimate title.
My name is Joaquin de Oliveira. I am 9 years old. I live in Parklands, Cape Town. I live with my mom and my dad and my sister.
My name is Riza Levy. I'm 9 years old and I'm in grade 3. I stay in Cape Town and live with my mother and my father and my sister.
I started karting when I was 4.
Joaquin's talent and passion for sports comes from, I think it's inherent in our family. We're not actually a motorsports family itself, it's something that he fell in love with. But I think because of our sporting background, we understand and we love sports itself. And so I think it's inherent, I think that's where it comes from. And we support him in that. So irrespective of what sport it was, he's passionate about it and we want to help him with it.
I started karting when I was 6 years old and racing has always been part of my family.
His passion comes from, obviously, he comes from a racing family. My father used to race, actually not used to, he still races at the age of 70. And myself, I've been racing since the age of 15. I think that's where his passion and obviously I hope his talent comes from that as well.
I feel about the sport is it's fun, I enjoy it.
Joaquin's always been very passionate about cars and wheels. He knew models of cars before he knew colors and shapes. His passion, he feeds his own passion. He loves cars, he loves motorsport, anything that makes a noise. He eats, sleeps and drinks karting, motorsport.
My parents are very supportive because they've inspired me to go on the track and feel happy.
So the support that I give Riza is obviously knowing that I'm always there behind him and knowing that it's fun first. That's important. You know, I always tell him that The day we stop having fun in the sport is the day we walk away from the sport.
What I like most about Reza, he's a very chilled little boy. He's very relaxed. He doesn't get excited or overly excited about anything. And it definitely plays in his favor in his racing. He shows it on the track and he shows it off the track and he deals with whatever he needs to deal with, and I like that about him.
My parents take a lot of devotion and dedication for me to be in the sport and takes me to practices.
It's not a one-man show that just for myself. It's the family. It's my wife. It's his sister. It's the broader family itself. You know, they tolerate a lot and they support us a lot as well.
What I like most about Joaquin is that he's always willing to help other kids. He's very determined. He always strives to do his best at everything. He hates letting anybody down, as well as himself more so. He gets very upset with himself if he's made any kind of mistake. And yeah, he always strives to do his best.
My future plan is to race in the World Finals, and when I'm older, I can go to Europe.
My future aims and ambitions for Reza is to educate himself, to be self-sufficient, to obviously learn to be a guy that would, rather than focus on too many things, do one thing, but most of all, to educate himself.
My future plans in the sport is to become an F1 driver, but I think I'm doing good so far, and I will go quite far.
After the break, we continue with the karting journey of these two champs. In the meantime, check out our Facebook page, where you can comment, like, and tell us about the type of sports that you do. Get involved, and we could be following your journey next. Welcome back to Accelerate. We're revving it up with two rival karting champions, Reza Levy and Joaquin de Oliveira. Let's check out how each of them are preparing for their upcoming event.
The basic rules of the sport is that you're not allowed to bump, no pushing other people off the track, and no illegal motors. No underweight, and that's it.
The basic terminology of the sport is the passing and the dicing and the slipstream. The slipstream consists of like when you tuck your body in and tuck your head in and just like get the guys wind from the behind, and then where you got the basic passing, you could just like dive him before the corner.
The risks of the sport is crashes, broken bones, and that's it, yeah.
There are many days where it is scary for me to watch him, but Joaquin is very talented. He's a very good driver. I know he's not going to just do anything erratic. He's very technical, so he makes sure that when he's driving, he's passes on a clear pass, and he won't put himself or anybody else at risk. So I'm not any more concerned about Joaquin. Sometimes I am worried about if they are unknown drivers or new drivers, because they aren't always as equipped or haven't practiced as much as Joaquin, and then sometimes there's a bit of a concern there. But he's very well trained, so he knows how to handle those situations.
I spend average 8 hours per week practicing my sport.
my brother plays a big role in Rizo's racing because with me and Rizo, there's always that fun factor, and I don't want to take that away between me and him. So where the seriousness comes in, and that's where my brother steps into the sport, where Rizo needs to knuckle down on to do something, or yeah. So that's where my brother comes in, the seriousness part, and hence why he plays a very important role in Rizo's racing, and that's why I tend to always keep the relationship between me and Rizo always a fun and a father and son relationship more than me dictating to him what to do on a race day. For me, I always try to encourage the fun factor in the sport more than the seriousness of it.
I spend 2 days in a week to practice my sport.
In terms of negative impacts that the sport has on the family life, it is quite tough because the sport's quite demanding itself, and there's a lot of sacrifice that we need to make. So, especially with family events, so as a family we miss out. We spend a lot of time at the track practicing, and we have the luxury of it being around the corner, so we make use of that, which helps him develop. But the downside is that we miss out on a lot. And for him specifically, he needs to work a lot harder in his school, schoolwork itself. So yeah, it's quite a lot of late nights, and it's difficult to find the balance, especially leading up to big events.
My coach is Anwar Levy. He's also my uncle. My coach helps me strategize for my race and all practices.
I see his future in the sport is quite bright. He has the talent. We are going to mold him. We'd like to see him in the European Series at the age of 15 and do a couple of years there. And then probably come back, and he'll probably come back to South Africa to some local racing. But any category we'll be happy with. We've done all forms of racing: karting, motorbike racing, single seaters, saloon cars. So whatever category he wants to go in, he can choose himself. What makes Rizo better than other competitors? It's a combination. You can get a good driver. They can drive a car and they can drive a car fast. And they get a driver who can drive a car and tell you what is wrong with the car can go faster. Rizo, when he comes in, he tells you what the car can do, what he needs to do, and then we make the changes, and it's always spot on. So his feedback is very good.
My coach is Kito. He's my mechanic. He's the best mechanic ever, and yeah, you could always win with him.
I think Joaquin's got a bright future here. We're moving up a class. We need to put a lot more work onto it. It's a much faster class. He's got to do a lot of fitness now. And from the tests that we've done so far preparing for the next season, he has shaped up. He's doing about the same times as all the other guys are doing, and it's only his second, third time out on the carts. Yeah. So I think we're going to have a kid competing for the top positions next year.
Kito is very strict. He will shout at me if he needs to.
You do a 48.2 and then you do a 49.8. Don't come with stories. Don't come with stories.
But when I need to concentrate and focus, I deserve it. But yeah.
The rivalry between Joaquin and Rizo will be quite tense this weekend. Rizo is 7 points behind Joaquin. So all Rizo has to do is try to finish one place ahead of Joaquin. We still won't be good enough. You have to have another person in between them. But they're not racing alone. There are other competitors as well, and they all want to go for the win. So the rivalry between Joaquin and Rizo didn't just start this year, last year as well. Joaquin, the champion in the cadet class as well. So the competition will be very tight this week.
I think Joaquin and Riza are very well matched. Maybe the major difference is that we normally put 4 or 5 days a week training. Fast and fast and faster. While Riza doesn't do as much. But when it comes to drivers, they're very well matched. I don't think there's difference between the two of them.
For Riza, the upcoming event is going to be very important for him. If he does win the championship, it will be a very good morale boost for him. If we do win the championship in this year, then next year will be a bit less pressure on us. We can race for fun without the pressure. Otherwise, you have to fight again for the championship again next year. And every year, there's more new drivers coming, more obstacles in the way. So this is make or break for us this week.
Hopefully the event will be good to us. Joaquin has put a lot of effort, the team has put a lot of effort, and we'd like to go out on high, no doubt about it. Back-to-back championships means the world to me as a person, and to him, I mean, there's no words to describe it. That's the way we want to go out.
I don't need to win the day if I just need to finish in front of Riza and I win the championship. And that'll be a very big achievement because there's 2 championships in a row and that'll be fantastic.
Yeah, I think the upcoming event's going to be an interesting one. It's the second year in a row that we're going into the last regional with very close points and championships up for grabs, and Joaquin has an opportunity to win another championship. Motorsport is a funny sport itself. You need talent, you need some power, and you need a lot of luck. And we've had some bad luck and some good luck along the way, and it can be anyone's on the day. I think it's just about really just hoping for the best on the day.
This event is important really because I'm lying second in the championship by 7 points and I'm going to work hard.
So obviously our plan of action for this weekend is obviously to win the championship. Riza has done exceptionally well this year, and it was always been a very tight battle, and yeah, let's see what happens.
After the break, we found out exactly how these 2 accelerators prepare for their upcoming karting championship. In the meantime, check out our Facebook page, comment, like, and tell us about the type of sport that you do. Get involved, and we could be following your journey next. Welcome back to Accelerate. We are following karting prodigy Riza Levy and cadet champ Joaquin de Oliveira to find out what it takes to get to the top.
The event I'm currently practicing for is my Western Province Karting Championship.
This event is important because it's a back-to-back championship and I just must finish in front of Riza and I'm nervous and yeah. When I'm driving my car, I feel nervous, I feel excited, I'm scared, you never know what can happen.
When I go on the track, I feel happy and sometimes excited.
So obviously our plan of action for this weekend is obviously to win the championship, but if it doesn't happen, we'll be happy with finish second in the championship. Riza has done exceptionally well this year, and it was always been a very tight battle, and yeah, let's see what happens.
The upcoming event is the 8th Karting Regional. It's the last race event for the year. Joaquin is going into the day leading the championship by only 7 points, which is not a very big lead. It is the opportunity for him to win back-to-back championships, so it is very important for him to know what is required from him on the day. We've explained to him that what is required is in terms of his points that is required and what is needed in terms of him participating and who he needs to finish ahead of and what is required of him in terms of his racing and to keep it clean and ensure he finishes every race.
My plan for race day is to I don't need to finish in front and stuff. I just want to finish in front of Visa and win the championship.
Some races we dice with each other and like just for me and him. Sometimes other drivers.
I'm doing 2 more sessions so we can see that everything's good for race day. The lap was good, the session was good, everything was good on the kart, the setup was very good.
It was good. I was a bit like struggling in the 180s, but probably like tomorrow I will go faster.
Reza really challenges me. This whole season it's been me and Reza. And this is the final countdown. I can make history and win back-to-back championships.
Joaquin is my biggest competition in karting at this moment.
I'm feeling good, not nervous, nothing at all. I'll fight hard, boss, be aggressive.
I have a lot of respect for him, but it will be me who wins the championship.
Next week on Accelerate, the journey continues. Will the Levy legacy triumph once again, or will the cadet champ take the final round of the Western Province Karting Championship? Tune in for part 2 of the ultimate showdown between these two rival karting champions. In the meantime, check out our Facebook page for more news and views.